What's up guys, you probably know from the title of this video what we're going to be doing, but today we're going to be installing a tire carrier on the back of the 5th Gen 4Runner. FedEx has dropped off this giant box that you can't see just yet off camera, but we're going to be installing the rig supply Ultraswing. Looking really forward to it. I've seen great things about it, so I'm going to walk you through the process start to finish, opening the box, first impressions, and all that stuff. So let's get started. Okay, so now that we have it unboxed, I can definitely say they box this stuff incredibly well. There's little filler boxes in there to keep this thing from moving around. As you can see, this is the actual Ultraswing, and it was packaged really well. Frankly, this is one of the best packaged items I think I've ever gotten. Down below is the table. I bought the kit that comes with the table, and this is their new license plate relocation kit. Also looks incredibly nice. If you just opt for the Ultraswing, you won't obviously have these two items, but I went for the kit that has it all. This is probably the wheel plate, and this is probably an assortment of nuts and bolts, but we'll confirm that here in a minute. But yeah, so far, first impressions is top notch, which is to be expected from everything I've read. So now we'll get started installing this thing. Okay, so now that we've gone over the contents of the box and how well it's packaged, and my first impressions are it's definitely worth it. It seems to be really good build quality. I'm not going to do an installation video of this because on their website they have a tremendous amount of videos, and their how-to videos and instructions on how to do these are the best. I mean, they created the product, so they're obviously going to be the best to get the installation tips. I just, as a consumer, wanted to show you guys, you know, kind of what my experience was. So for the installation part, I'm just going to go to a quick time lapse. I will add, like their instructions say, I do have my open end, my 19 mil, my torque wrench, my extension to tighten down the wedge, and I also ran out to O'Reilly's, got a pack of rags and some marine grade grease, so I can put that on the wedge so there's no binding in the hitch. And then that's really the only tools you need. So like I said, I'm going to shoot it over to time lapse, and then I'll get this thing all set up.
What's up, guys? So it's technically the next day. Last night you saw me throw the tire carrier on the back of the 5th gen 4Runner. I did pick up a used tire from Discount Tire. I'll explain a little bit more on that either at the end of this video or possibly another video. I did pick up a brand new factory wheel from my local Toyota dealership, and I threw that up there as well. Back behind, I also have the rig supply table and cutting board. I think overall this thing is awesome. The only last step to do is one of the new items they have for 2021 is a license plate relocation bracket, which they've always had the bracket, but now they include a lighting kit which plugs into the trailer harness. And so what you can do is take these two bolts out, mount this guy up here, and then that allows you to relocate your license plate from the back hatch of the 4Runner to the rig supply Ultraswing, and this allows you to be compliant in all 50 states because now your plate is visible and it also has lighting. So what I'm going to do now is throw the camera back up on the tripod, do a little quick time lapse, and then I'll come back and show you how I routed the wiring and how the overall install went. It looks pretty straightforward though. Take the two Allen bolts out, put the bracket in, route the wire so that it's out of the way and allows you to use the Ultraswing, and then plug it into the trailer harness, which on the 5th gens is right here, which you can't see right now, but I will get that all plugged in and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so I got the license plate relocation bracket mounted. At the time of my video, they don't really have many instructions on how to do it, but I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory. They give you some double-sided sticky brackets for zip ties to go through for cable management. I left mine loose, so as you can see, so the cable can come through it. Because really all this is trying to do is just kind of clean it up, make it look nice. I put mine on the back. You could put it on the bottom. My thing is, if you rub against stuff going through the desert or rocks or just what have you, like, it's easy for the wire to get snug. So I put it on the back. I mean, you'll only notice it from this angle. If you look at it from the front, it looks clean. I did leave this around. Maybe when they come up with their video, they'll say, hey, you know, you actually should route it some other way, and I may revisit that, but right now it's definitely functional. I have the bracket plugged in to the trailer receiver harness, and then I have the excess tucked down there where the chains would go, and then I have it, of course, going through those brackets like I mentioned before, with the zip ties just kind of serving to keep it up and out of the way. And then the license plate is on there nice and tight, and I can open up the Ultraswing all the way. As you can see, the wire bows out, so we're not putting any extra stress on the wire, which is good. Anytime you do something like this, you want to make sure that you're not stressing out the wire, because that's going to just cause it to fail prematurely. The other thing too is this slides just underneath that bracket. It's not pinching it or anything, which is fantastic. And then it's completely snug. And then as you can see, it's out of the way. It's not too tight that it's putting extra tension on the wire. But overall, this installation was pretty easy. I think removing it may be a little bit of a challenge just because of the weight. I definitely think I'll have to at least take the wheel off to remove this from the back of the 4Runner. But frankly, I can say this is a much better option for me. We use this for everyday daily driving and going to the grocery store and things like that. And so besides the added weight on the rig all the time, you know, and it just kind of being in the way, that's why we went with this removable option instead of a full-on bumper. We also don't plan to take this thing too crazy. We don't want it to be a full-on rock crawl or anything. Maybe in the long distant future, but at the time, it's doing dual duty as a daily and a adventure rig, camping rig, and things like that. So that's really what we wanted this to be for. And I think that's what this is more designed for. But just to speak on the quality of the product, I mean, these welds are like top notch, really good. Has their logo and nice sticker on there for their patent pending. They put a Delrin bushing or rubber bushing there. I know that this was upgraded because when I first looked at Ultraswing about a year and a half, 2 years ago, they had a different version of this, but the upgraded version is nice. I will say one thing I noticed, and this could just be something with my unit, is it's really close to this. I don't know that it's necessarily designed to go up on that, but just something I noticed, it does hit that. I may play with this and see if I can adjust it a little bit, but honestly, the hitch pin's in, and I don't think there's much adjustment there. It could just be maybe with the 2021s, it's just slightly taller. You know, Toyota doesn't really change much from year to year, but you never know. And then the one add-on that we did do is we got the table with the cutting board, and this thing is pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad we added this to our package. The actual cutout board that comes out is awesome. I mean, we could definitely see ourselves using that. Throw our little Coleman stove right here, make some meals, and yeah, frees up the hatch. I mean, you can open up the hatch completely and cook and do your thing, and it's just, I think it's a really phenomenal setup. The other thing too is they still give you a 2-inch receiver, and then in addition to that, they also have a accessory receiver right here, which is, I guess, the best way to put it. They're kind of claim to fame as, you know, using it for bikes. I could definitely see you using this for like a Harbor Freight basket to put like a cooler on, or different supplies, or your totes. I mean, it just opens up a lot of extra options in terms of what this thing can carry now, in addition to our roof rails up there from LFD. But yeah, I would say this is an awesome addition to our rig. Quality seems to be top notch. I haven't noticed anything that would raise any concerns for me. I do see that they cut the logo out, and it looks like they just forgot to brush the burrs off. But hey, besides that, really good quality product. I definitely recommend. Like I said, we're gonna probably be taking this out on some trips here shortly, and when we do that, I'll definitely bring you guys along and give you guys my experience. And sorry for the shakiness of the camera. I think my phone is on its way out. But yeah, that's my installation and first impressions of the rigged Ultraswing for the 5th Gen 4Runner. Thanks for coming along.